To today's regularly scheduled council meeting for Tuesday, May 29, the year 2018. Let us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Let's have a moment of silence. Recognize Memorial Day. Thank you. Clerk Santos, roll call.
Maldonado. Franciski. Walker.
Present.
Vasquez.
Present.
Garcia.
Present.
Orange.
Present.
Perez. Monroe.
Present.
Medina.
Present. I did receive a call from Councilman Franciski and Councilwoman Maldonado. They are both out of town and unable to attend today's meeting. Clerk Santos, first item on the agenda.
Minutes of the council meeting.
I believe we're not prepared to the next council meeting. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, we'll skip that item. Next item, please.
Communications from the mayor's office. We have the utility director.
Good evening, President and members. I'm here to talk about the second storage tank that should be. We did today a pre-bid meetings, and we are expecting that the council will approve that this project is specialized, and we need at least 57% to be declared specialized. I will explain a little bit what is the difference between other projects and this special project. So, should be working. Sorry, it was not working. So I will start with the introduction and for the projects and what are the benefits of this combined or integrated projects. We have in the slide number 3, the total project is around 18 million. It's including many parts. The part that is we are interested today is the storage tank. We have 2. One has been already bidded, and the second one is on the way to be bidded. So, as you know, the current situation in this for the water distribution system in the city is the main issue is that we don't have like 24-hour storage tanks capacity for the city. Besides the age of the infrastructure, the leaks, and all the inefficiency of the system. So what we are doing right now is we have some future improvement projects. Some of them they already started and some of them they are not. What we are interested today is to have for the second storage tank, we have this one. The first one has been bidded already, and the second one is, as I told you, is on the way. We have other projects, but to save money, we for example, the district meter, the third one, we cannot go for the whole system because it's not of great use for the city. We did some other maybe saving from the design. It was like 1.4 for the whole project. I tried to get it around 0.6 to save other money for the project. SRF, they are flexible. We can change amount of money that we are not using to other ones. But As you know, the second storage is this project. It has been submitted in 2016, so it was based on 2015 money. So, as you see here, the whole system that will be benefiting the city, we have special technical things, and I can go for the second one that is more, that the resident will see, is that we will get 24 hours storage capacity. The second one, we have better pressure for the system, and we can get much more hydraulics and pressure for the fire hydrants. Some of the city right now, some places we cannot get this pressure. But what is more important is the last one. As you know, the ASO, or Insurance Service Office, this is the office that every year gets parameters, into bracket, that's show that to all insurance companies what is the state and what is the risk for each city. So once we will get at least the 24 hours capacity, we are sure that the homeowners will be paying less insurance, because we have these hydrants, sufficient hydraulic and pressure in the system. Right now, I want to talk for the current practice for pre-stressed tank. Pre-stressed tank, they have a special design and construction. As you know, we have the design is regulated by ANSI, WAA, DL110, and Type 3. Type 3 is the pre-stressed one. As you see, there is some requirement that should be fulfilled during the design and also the construction. Here you see the soil bearing capacity. We need at least 3,000 pounds square feet. The roof is like 25 pieces, but then the reinforced steel, we have to comply with ASTM A615 and grade 60. All these acronyms are specified here. So for our case, the first tank is this one. This is the water filtration plant. This is existing one. This is the second one, and it has been already bidded, including this bulk station. So instead of getting guys to steal the water from hydrants, they will have the chance to come here and fill their trucks by like ATM machines. So this should be the same system. This project has been already bidded. It was estimated at 4.2 million, but because of the requirements for the city that to get more like 50% minorities and local hires, then it went very high because they included in their risks. The companies, when they bid, they have many parameters, and they say we have to go for to run for risk. If we come to the city of East Chicago, then they bid higher. The first one, it was like 6.2, but the second bidder, it was like 7.8, while our estimation, it was 4.8. It's like double, because they doubled the risks. There's the storage tank, it has this system, this one, we call it the baffled. So the water comes from here and recirculated and goes from here. So it's meant by this design so that the water cannot be stagnant in the tank. So we have always, the water should be moving at all the time. The other one, as you see here, is the wall of the tank. So then here is the spread and the foundation. Around here is like from 9 to 6, mostly it's between 9 to 10 feet down to get the foundation. The wall is very complicated to install, as we will see later on. So this is this slide shows the inlet pipe. It's like around 6 feet down, then the wall and all the stuff here. So for what I'm here today is to get the second tank, that one, to be declared specialized one. This is the entrance for the city hall. This is Todd. This is Railroad Road, and we get our storage tank here. Then this one is pumping station, and this one is the generator. Uh, the technical view is this one. We get also a pound here to get more rain off, and if there is any flooding or something that was not working, so it will be captured in this area. The second tank, it has the pumping station. Pumping station is manufactured the company, then it will be brought up and installed. So we need some foundation to be done on site, but all the system which will be brought up and minor fix to be done on site once it's installed. Then the aesthetic, which will be the same as the community center. For the water tank, we have the procedure. We have four types. We have to start with foundation, then do the flooring, the walls, the roof, and most important is the pre-stressing. So this is, I added some pictures from how the system is constructed. This is the floor and the foundation. Then this one shows the foundation, and this is the wall. These wires, we call them seismic cables. So it's depending on the region. Our region is between 0 and 1, so we do it region 1. So what we need in case there is something happen, the whole system will be moving, not tilted. So this is what it's. Then we have this bearing pad. We see when the walls it's brought up, they should stand on these pads. Here is a more general view. So we have this wiring for seismic. Then here to put window. PVC water stop this, so there is no leak inside or outside. And as you see here, the finished concrete. Here is how is it constructed. First, we have precast panel beds that is being poured and dried for maybe 24 days to get that strength. Then it will be mounted on that pad. So this is the wall, how it's connected. Why we say pre-stressed? So this is the water tank. When it's full, as you see, the stresses of the water comes very high on down. So we need something that counter force this high pressure, especially down of the tank. Here is the spread foundation, and this is the foundation. We have other loads that is coming from the dome, and this is the reaction of the soil. The last part is we call it pre-stressing. What is pre-stressing? So we have a system that takes the wire and turn it around the tank. As you see, here is the wires for pre-stressing. Then there is a short grit. This is like they spray cement on it. Depending on the capacity of the storage, we can get 2 layers or 3 layers of this wiring, and mostly on the bottom of the tank, because this is the place where is much more stress. Why we say specialized? On April 2018, the Board of Public Works it adopted this resolution, said that 57 of these water storage is a specialized construction project. This is we are. I want to share this information. This is a preliminary engineer report that has been sent in December 2016 to SRF and has been approved. Here there is that time, each tank it has been estimated to 4.2 million. SRF, they approved these 2 times 2 is like 8.5, then plus these contingencies we have right now, what yet has been approved for these 2 storages is 9.2 million. However, for current projects, this has been already bidded. So from 4.2 to 6.1 because of the risks and the updates of the price. Right now, the second storage, we estimated at 5.5. So the total is 11.7 million. while we have just 9.2 that has been approved for the project. Difference is 2.6. This value we have included 200,000, around 222,000, because the site number 1, it has some debris, and we already bidded that project. So we are short in 2.6. As you know, mostly for pre-stressed tanks, we have mostly in West Indiana, we have just 2 companies that they can do the job. There is no more companies that they can do it. So always, this is the end tanks and preload. Always DB. This is the 2 companies that they can do the job. So we talked with regional estimator with the end. He said that we need 98% is specialized. While for preload, they say, we will be 67% specialized, but the other remaining, we will be subcontracted to local companies to do the excavation, field yard, and the electric. So if you have any question, if you want to add more tanks, is that these companies, when they say we have risks, and they allocate much more money. So if we can lower this risk for them, anyway, the projects will be carried out a certain amount of the dollars. Adding that risk will be more benefit from them than for the city. So, and then I'm not sure if we can get extra money from the city to cover what's been left, but at least I'm here from you asking respectfully that you recognize that this project is very specialized, and at least 57 to be declared specialized. I'm here for any question, and also John Phipps from NIS Engineering is here for.
Do any of the council members have any questions? Councilman Garcia.
Yes. Did the project change since you talked to us last year, when we
No.
approved it? No, it didn't
It
change
has
at all?
not changed. But the estimation that it was sent, it has been approved, but they were 2015-16 prices. Now we'll be going 2019, so it makes a difference in price. Always you have to make allowance for future. If, for example, I will be sending for next year to do the whole lead service lines, and then I'm thinking that this price should be 2020, for example.
So you didn't get it repriced last year when we approved the project? You still went on 15, 16 prices? Why not?
The SRF, when they approve a project, has been already approved, because IRC, this is what they dictate the projects.
Yeah, because we based our approval and our decisions on the information you gave us, so. And the information you gave us based on old information, which you should have updated that, but.
I updated the projects, and when I came, I added something like Maudlin. I updated the number of the meter that should be installed, but they approve it, but I'm not sure if they will increase the project, because should be coming back to you to approve any amount that should be added for the fund.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that
Yeah.
since you came to
So
us
I-
last year in
I did-
2017.
Sure, I did updates, but I'm not sure how we can get
Okay.
this.
I saw you had a wheel of projects here, and
Sure.
this year, is there a priority of which one you're doing first?
We are doing them all at the same time, because we have to make a closing on June 15. Everything should be closed by June 15.
'Cause I know that the priority should be them service lines, and especially the third district.
It has been already started last year.
So, I don't know where you're at right there.
So I give you updates. So lead service line has been started last year. Second phase is right now is bidded, so it's on the way to be bidded.
In the third district?
The second phase for the lead service line.
Or, okay, how about the third district?
Third one?
Third district, the water line in the third district.
I'm not sure, but lead service line should be zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. So because we have around 1,000 lead service line to be done, both zones. So far, we are at 200, because there is no much involvement from the citizens or the residents. So we have from 1.3 million, we have around maybe 1.7 million left. So we'll be doing as much as we can do with 1.7 million, because that 3.1 million is coming from different funding. Is not completed with that one.
You say you're not getting help from the residents? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
What you mean not getting help from the residents?
When the subcontractor call to get appointments, sometimes they say, I'm not there. So we, last time we agreed that at least 2 installments should be done daily. Otherwise, we will be incurred like $100 charge. He send, we call, sometimes there is no show, then sometimes, one lady, she said, I don't need like stranger to be in my home. So right now with the mayor, we talked and they are sending employees from the city with the badge and stuff. Right now we have more calls.
Or some of these appointments are just like certified mail or something like that? Just
Yeah,
to protect the city?
certified everything, phone calls and mails, and we send them with the bills also.
Another question here, I know you was going by you was talking about the water pressure for the fire hydrants.
Yes.
I know we didn't have no pressure, no problems in the past, so we have to increase that now?
No, we have. If you ask the chief of fire department, he will tell you. Because some of the areas, mostly this area on the left, they have main with 4 inches. The minimum requirement by the 10 states is 6 inches. If the hydrant is on the corner, we need 8 inches for the main. Something that is 4 cannot carry something for the 8. We have to go to change those ones also. At least my next, I hope I can get investment, so to change all the 4 lines, 4 inches. What I'm doing, I will be changing all the lateral and cross section. At least when the fire department comes, something happen, they can hook up to the nearest one, if it is not the same one.
Another question is, I know you said you're going by the ASTM
Yes.
on the steel. Who's doing that testing on that?
Should be the contractors. So
Are they going to provide you that information, tensile strength and everything?
yes, so everything should be done, and we have the NIS engineering. They will be the project management for the construction supervision.
And because when you presented this last year, I didn't think it was going to be a ground tank. I thought it was going to be above ground.
No,
what
we're
you
not
show?
going to. We don't need, because 4 million cannot be elevated tanks. So it should be
So it's going to be like
Level.
an oil tank,
a level tank, above
like an
ground.
oil tanker, like an oil tanker.
Yeah, like one tank. So this is but I give you another information. This tank is 4 million gallons, but it will be carried out if we needed 10 million gallons tank for pumping.
Any further questions? Councilwoman Orange?
So is the water coming from there only going to be used for like the water, it will be used for all across the city?
Yes. It should be installed nearby, so, by the city hall. So this storage, you need it because, especially for, we need pressure for us to get for higher homes, 4, 6 homes. And also we need it for fire hydrants in case they need it, because we need at least very high pressure. So once you get much more water with, that is circulating in the city with high pressure, then you are satisfied your requirements for the fire protection.
So where are the storage tanks now in the city?
Storage, we have one at the water filtration, existing one. Second one will be the same at water filtration. We have elevated tank, and the 4th one should be by Todd and Railroad Avenue. We'll get 24-hour storage. I give you another information. Last January, we have the intake pipe, it has been frozen for 1 day approximately. So from where we can get the water? This is another. We have a very, very extreme climate in this area. In case we have something happen, we'll get the storage tank that we can use for 24 hours at least. We called Hammond, they say pretty for us, we have the same issue.
So if this passes, when will this project start?
Right now, we are in the final bidding, the 6th, June 6th, we receive the bids. But tomorrow, because we did a pre-made bidding today, And we told them tomorrow we send you addendum in case you will approve it so they can make it lower bid. This is what we are estimating.
Any further questions?
Yes.
Councilwoman Walker?
So there, what about the storage tank on Chicago Avenue? It's not in use anymore?
No, it's used. That one is elevated tank. So we'll be sending water from this one to the other one.
Oh,
That one is sent, what we do, because from this storage tanks is a storage, okay? Then we pump from it. The elevated tanks is the tank that give us pressure.
okay. Just want to make sure.
Councilman Garcia?
Yes, you said that intake valve froze this year?
Yes, at least maybe 4 hours. We don't have any water coming from there.
Yeah, it's just kind of hard, because you know what, this year hasn't been as cold. This winter has been an
was.
easy winter. A couple of years ago, we went through snowstorm after snowstorm after snowstorm, and, below zero, and never froze at all. It's just hard for me to believe that it froze this year. and-
Well, if you want, I give you the date and call Hammond the same day,
Why should I need to call Hammond?
because they have the same issue. We call them, they say we have the same issue. We are praying, pray for us, we are waiting.
Wow, I don't think I don't need to call Hammond. We're in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's all.
So this is another project I will be working on it to have a pre-filtration and see if what we can do. Maybe we can extend the intake pipe another 1,000 feet, but it will be costly. Some of them, they send like air on that area so they can prevent the water to be frozen. We'll be working on other projects.
Any further questions? I, like Councilman Garcia, were under the impression that these tanks were going to be elevated. In the event of a catastrophe in this area, let's say the city was to lose power, homes can get fed water from the elevated tank now, correct?
Also with storage tank, because we'll get generator with it. In case we don't have power, we have generator for 24 hours.
Backup generator to pump that water.
Yes, it's there.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate it, thanks.
Clerk Santos, next item on the agenda.
Communication from department heads. Account payable warrant 051018CC.
So moved, Mr. President.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Councilwoman Walker, second by Councilwoman Orange, to hear accounts payable warrant 051018CC. Questions on that motion? Roll call.
Walker,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Garcia.
No.
Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Medina.
Yes. Next item.
Accounts payable warrant 051618CC.
So moved. Second.
Motion on the floor by Councilwoman Orange, properly second by Councilwoman Vasquez, to hear accounts payable warrant 051618CC. Questions on that motion? Roll call.
Walker,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Garcia.
No.
Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Medina.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Accounts payable warrant 052918CC.
So moved, Mr. President.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Councilwoman Walker, properly second by motion made by Councilwoman Vasquez, second by Councilwoman Walker, to hear accounts payable warrant 052918CC. Any questions? Roll call.
Walker,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Garcia.
No.
Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Medina.
Yes, that motion carries. Next item.
Account payable warrant 052918LA.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Councilwoman Orange, properly second by Councilman Monroe. To hear accounts payable warrant 052918LA. Questions on that motion? Roll call.
Walker,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Garcia.
No.
Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Medina.
Yes, motion carries. Next item.
Payroll warrant biweekly 051818.
So moved, Mr. President.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Councilman Garcia, properly second by Councilwoman Vasquez. To hear payroll warrant biweekly 051818. Any questions on that motion? Roll call.
Walker,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Medina.
Yes, that motion carries. Next item on the agenda.
Committee reports. Abatement Committee report on 2018, pay 2019 statement of compliance.
Yes, Mr. President. We met with Steve on the BP, metal, and Trade Beat. And it's more or less the same thing, and I'd like for Steve to step up.
Do you have a copy of the summary report in your packets? Yes? Okay. You will recall that over the last few years, you've granted, or this council has granted, abatements to a few companies. There are 3 currently outstanding. Each year, those companies are required to submit, it's called a CF1, a statement of compliance to you. And you have the right to approve that statement of compliance and ask your president to sign it, or to deny the statement of compliance. If you deny it, they have an appeal process they can go through. And typically, a denial would be given when a company promised a big facility and didn't build it, or promised a big facility and built a small one, or promised to hire 100 workers and didn't hire 100 workers, or something that they made a promise to you on that they didn't fulfill, and that therefore that's why you have a statement of compliance. We took those statements of compliance for the 3 companies, and we summarized them into this 4-page document in front of you with check marks next to each of the items. The first item would be the date at which they submitted their reports, because they needed to submit them by May 15th. The second being, did they meet the investment criteria? And the third, just general statement of compliance having been filled out correctly, and the employees having been hired that they said that they would hire. Each one's a little different. You'll recall BP was passed, the abatement for BP was passed a long time ago, and where there was even some conversation when they finally finished that project as to whether or not they had done what they promised. And if you recall, they promised something to the order of $1 billion in investment, and they did more than $5 billion in investment. And we were so shocked at the impact of that number that we wondered if we could take the abatement away because they overdid it. But the good news is they not only overdid it and you're getting the benefit of those property taxes, but they also hired more workers than they promised to. So I can go through them one at a time. Mr. President, I'm not sure if you're wanting to take a vote at this moment or if you're wanting to wait until new business, but or I can take questions on each of them. The 3 companies are BP, ArcelorMittal, and Tredebi. Those are the 3 companies that are currently allowed abatements. ArcelorMittal is in year 4 of a 7-year abatement. They received only a personal property abatement, which is on equipment, business equipment, not real estate. A note there, you'll note at the top, they originally had 750 employees, and now they show more than 1,000 employees. That's a bit of an arbitrary number because they have combined 2 of their operations out at Arcelor, and so they really haven't grown their employment, but they have met the commitment they made to you. BP is in year 5 of a 7-year abatement, both on personal and real property. Theirs is a rather complicated abatement. The guy that focuses on this from Texas and I go back and forth quite a bit. He has a very complicated spreadsheet, and I poke holes in it, and then he pokes holes in my logic, and eventually we land on a spot where we agree that they have taken the appropriate depreciation for each part of their property, $5 billion worth, and the appropriate abatement for the appropriate year. They didn't bring it all on the same day, so there's actually different years that they rolled on the investment. And Tredebi, which is a smaller abatement, is in year 3 of 5 for both real property and personal property. In all 3 cases, I recommended to the committee, and the committee, I believe, sanctioned that recommendation that you approve each of the CF1s for the president to sign. It's up to you when you want to take those actions.
Councilman Monroe is chairman of the abatement committee. Did you have anything you wanted to add,
If it's
Councilman?
up to me and my colleagues, appreciate if you guys would vote on the first, second, third reading.
You recommend we approve all 3?
Yes.
So moved, Mr. President.
Then we'll take
Second.
a motion on the floor by Councilman Garcia, proper second by Councilwoman Orange to approve the 3 continued abatements. Any questions on that motion? Roll call to accept as the committee recommended. Council, Clerk Santos, roll call.
Walker,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Medina.
Yes, that motion carries. Next item, Clerk Santos.
Board reports.
Henry Rodriguez, council appointee to the Chicago Waterway Management District. Dredging is scheduled to start the first week of June, so you know that's going to affect the drawbridges on Dickey Road and Indianapolis Boulevard, but since the school is going to be lit out soon, if it hasn't already, it shouldn't affect really that much the school buses picking up the children. But the bridges will be going up and down more often than usual, but not trying to slow it down during rush hours. Also, too, the district is working on finalizing project agreements with the EPA and BP for the remediation of the Lake George Canal area. That's part of the area right there in front of the canal, so we're looking to finalize the project agreements with the EPA and BP. Also, too, the Army Corps of Engineers is planning to replace the cyclone fence that's around the CDF right now and replace with a concrete fence more in line with what BP and Safety Clean have on theirs, so it, more aesthetic instead of long cyclone fence. So they're going to replace that in the near future. Also, too, they're talking about looking into various parkway improvements options along Indianapolis Boulevard along the CDF site. We don't know yet, but just looking into options. That's all I have.
Any questions, council members? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Clerk Santos, do we have any ordinances on first, second, and/or third?
No, Mr. President, and we
And-
have no resolutions.
We will move into old business. The floor is open to old business. Councilwoman Orange.
Mr. President, I make a motion to move Resolution 18-0005 off the table for a vote. That is the resolution that is involving the water tank. You guys need a copy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you have mine. That's the one they put in committee and tabled it the last time. The JR wanted the questions.
Second.
Motion on the floor to take off the table resolution number 18-0005. Motion made by Councilwoman Orange, second by Councilman Garcia. Questions on the motion? Clerk Santos, roll call.
Walker,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Medina.
Yes, that motion carries. Councilwoman Orange.
Mr. President, I would make a motion to approve resolution number 180005.
Second, Mr. President.
Motion on the floor by Councilwoman Orange, properly second by Councilman Garcia to adopt Resolution 18-0005. Any questions on the motion? Clerk Santos, roll call to adopt Resolution 18-0005.
Walker,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Medina.
Yes, motion carries. Floor is still open to old business. Councilman Garcia.
Mr. President, unfortunately, this month, we lost another 4 officers that's going to other cities, and that's affecting our department, is also affecting morale on the police department. But I got a letter here that I want to be sent to the police chief, and I'm going to read it in its entirety to Mr. Frank Smith. Police Chief, I'm writing this letter in reference of my repeated request for East Chicago crime stats in 2017. You have came before this council and stated you would provide them. We are 6 months into 2018. You should have also provided the 2018 first quarter stats. This is totally unacceptable, and there's no excuse for this delay. As a citizen of East Chicago and also the Common Council member, I am concerned for the health and welfare for all citizens in East Chicago. I, along with many others, are concerned about our safety. We need to be informed about what is happening on our block, precinct, district, and city as a whole. We all need to be vigilant on what is going on around us. I believe the more informed we are, the better we can protect our families and address the issues occurring in our city. I ask that you provide this information ASAP. Please contact me via email or Council President Medina. I want to thank you in advance for taking this time to assist me with this issue. Mr. Santos, can you please answer that? Another thing, Mr. President, is that, you know what, I know the city spends thousands of dollars on all types of fests and everything. This past Memorial Day, not one red cent was spent honoring our veterans that has passed away or died in combat. And to me, it's a shame as a veteran that the city spends thousands of dollars on fests that hardly nobody attends on some of these, and not one red cent on Memorial Day tribute. That's all, Mr. President.
Councilwoman Orange.
I do have to say, Councilman Garcia, they did honor him at the blessing of the water, and they did honor the veterans. Now, I don't know if you're talking about a parade or anything like that, but they did honor those veterans.
Councilman Garcia.
Yeah, Monday was the blessing of the waters. That's the blessing of the waters. That was not an event for veterans, so that was a totally different event. That was the blessing of the waters. That was not a veterans event.
But they still honored them, so.
Okay, let's move on. Anybody else have new business? New business? New business? Yes, sir.
I have one brief item of new business, Mr. President, members of the council. A lawsuit has been filed, and the City of East Chicago and the Common Council have both been named defendants in the lawsuit. There's nothing to be concerned about the particular lawsuit. I'm asking that the council approve the calling of an executive session for the first meeting in June. That would be Monday, June 11, for just 30 minutes at 5:30 prior to our scheduled 6 p.m. council meeting. And then as your legal advisor, I'll discuss the specifics of the lawsuit with you at that executive session. The name, in case you see any paperwork between now and June 11, The plaintiff's names on the lawsuit are Serbon, S-E-R-B-O-N, and Allen, A-L-L-E-N. So I'm requesting that executive session be scheduled and noticed, Mr. President and members of the council, with your approval.
The chair recognizes your request, and that is granted. Clerk Santos, could you have that properly advertised?
Yes, Mr. President.
June 11th, colleagues, 5:30, executive session. Councilman Garcia.
Mr. President, if the attorney could give us any paperwork prior to that, so we could at least come prepared to the meeting.
Any further?
I'll distribute a copy of the complaint that's been filed electronically to each member's group.
Any further new business? Councilman Monroe.
Yeah, Mr. President, I would like to make a motion to do tax abatement of second and third reading, if my colleagues don't mind.
No, we passed it.
We passed that one? I don't put it on new.
No, we just passed it all together.
Your colleagues took the liberty of
Listen,
making a motion to adopt,
I'll say it.
since we were on that order of business.
Well, you know the science in the air.
Yeah.
Excuse me, everybody. I was
That's
just trying to make sure I got it in.
And I want to thank you, Councilman Monroe, on the work you did investigating those abatements. Thank you very much. Clerk Santos,
No, Mr. President, we have no public expression if that's where we're at on the agenda.
Councilman Garcia.
Yes, Steve Dalton, just got a question. Yes. You sent the letter to the Controller's Office reference next year's budget?
I did.
Any
At your
Uh,
response yet?
request, as the chairman of finance, I sent a letter by email and copied you and Mr. President, asking for a specific schedule of hearings and a committee meeting with your committee to go over the budget at your direction. I have not heard back on that email.
And
Would you like me to send it again?
The reason I ask, we're in June right now, and before you know it, August is going to be here, and I know this council does not want to get in the same business we got into last year, waiting to the last minute. So if you could send them a reminder,
I will.
we'll appreciate it.
I'll let you know.
Mr. Senator, who ultimately has the authority to establish a schedule of meetings?
It's an interesting question, Mr. President. You have the authority to set your meetings because you're the Common Council. The controller has the authority to advertise, and so there's a bit of a tension in the law where the controller, I guess by argument, could advertise different dates than you set your meetings at. It would be awkward if the controller did that, but it would be better if everybody had a meeting of the minds prior.
Thank you. Any further new business? We have no public expression. The chair will accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. President.
Second.
Clerk Santos, roll call to adjourn.
Walker,
Yes.
Vasquez, Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Medina.
Yes, meeting is adjourned.
Yeah, you gotta bring your fan.
What's his name?
No, I am.